There's a trinity in New Zealand rugby: the silver fern, the black shirt, and to complete the union, a sporting spectacle all of its own. From the beginning, from the originals of 1905 on through the 1924 Invincibles, the Haka has captivated first Britain, then the rest of the rugby world. But over the years, the Haka wasn't always understood, even among those performing it on foreign fields.
I led the Haka on quite a number of occasions when I was captain, because sometimes there wasn't any Maori boys in the team.
We used to think it was a great ploy, particularly in the colder countries or colder fields, and we'd be getting, that was our warm-up half the time. Our biggest worry, we all had to jump at the end of it. There'd always be photographs of the team jumping at the end, and if you were out of order, missed the jump or anything like that, you got fined at the next court session.
It was a ritual which we enjoyed doing, but we really didn't understand the value of it and what it meant to the Maori people.
This is about a people's roots. The Haka stems from deep within the mists of Maori heritage. And as the desire to understand grew, the All Blacks found the mightiest of Maori warriors to bring it alive.
The Haka, traditionally, is a challenge. When Māori went to war, they done Haka. We were in Argentina in '85, and we actually practiced it for the first time, because they never used to practice it, you see. And so we actually got them to practice it and getting them in the right stance and using their hands correctly. We started doing it and doing it really well, and the guys loved it. And the meaning behind it, they understood the meaning behind it, the challenge behind it.
It wasn't until the first World Cup in 1987 that the Haka was performed on home soil. And the world has watched it become a statement of intent. Prepare, it seemed to proclaim, to lose.
My first Haka for the All Blacks was a given, really. I've practiced for that moment all my life. I've been doing Haka when I was 5 years old in my bedroom.
I remember the very first time I got to do the Haka that the All Blacks did was for the under-19s, and I remember learning it, and it was the first chance I actually got to do it in a black jersey. The old hairs in the back of the neck stood up, and it was a pretty awesome experience to do that.
I knew the Haka from back to front, but I still got nervous about it, so I kept on practicing it at night while the boys weren't looking.
You got to get into the zone.
It's a chance to really express yourself and to just sort of let everything hang out.
The Māori speak from their eyes as well. They use their tongues.
For me personally, it was about us. It was about our history. It's about our team, and we were going out to war.
It's all about giving it your best. You're actually doing this for your country, your people. It's not just for you.
You're pretty much just looking at your opponent and staring them in the eye and making sure they knows that it's going to be a good battle.
I'd love to be in front of it.
How do you face the Haka? The first time it was seen in Australia in 1884, the host complained about scare tactics.
It's an invitation to go into battle. It invigorates me, it gets me going. What they're saying is, we're going to come and play, are you guys ready for it? And you're either ready or you're not.
We actually had a meeting about what shall we do during the Haka, and such preposterous theories as, well, shall we go behind our own post? Shall we turn our backs? Shall we take our tracksuits off? Shall we... blah, 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 blah. Well, the only thing wasn't actually suggested was, shall we do what Morris does? I just said, look, I don't care what you do. I want to face this. But what does it say? Oh, I'm not, I don't want to face you. I don't want to... you look people in the eye and you simply say, right, one of us is going to fall. Might be me, might be you. I think it's going to be you. But you look them square.
I was head of the Lions, and we decided we would form an arrowhead with all my teammates coming off me, and I was eyeballing Inga the winger, as he's called, and his eyes were popping out in stalks as they do, and they never blink and their eyes are there, and I'm really concentrating, and he's doing all this stuff, and eventually he jumps up at the end, and when he came back down he gave me a wink. At the end of the day, It's all nonsense. They shouldn't be allowed to do it in this day and age, and they shouldn't. It gives them an unfair advantage.
Gavin's got his own ideas about it, but something he doesn't have to watch it. He can do what Campo used to do, go and play down the end of the field by himself.
David Campese used to go and run around his own goal area. I mean, you know, that's just Campo's a bit weird, really.
I just kicked the ball up and the haka was going on. I mean, that was my preparation for the game.
For me personally, it's fine. He's not insulting us and being disrespectful.
There's nothing in the book that says you have to watch it.
If you're intimidated by a challenge like that, then don't step on the field.
In 1989 at Lansdowne Road, the Irish pushed it to the limit.
I wish I'd done the Willie Anderson thing where they all came forward. I thought it was great. I thought it was going to all kick off and marvellous.
You know, what we did that day was a bit of history.
Willie done that, he came right up to me in that game and we eyeballed each other.
They sort of strode towards arm in arm, the All Blacks, and I think he was face to face with Buck Shelford.
The crowd were all on their feet. They just could not believe this was happening.
What's he doing? He's coming up. Jesus, man, get in there and, you know, go for it.
Some people thought, you know, like, Shavers, what's happening here? You know, what's going on here?
It was brilliant.
He come right up and he was right in my face and I thought it was great. I thought it was a great challenge.
The idea was psychologically, why should, you know, a side coming to Ireland to play on Lansdowne Road, our pitch, and get the first applause by doing a dance?
He played really well that day, but they still lost.